Good afternoon on this Sunday, 29th of October. The setup of the week will be Euro Swiss. Let's start on the monthly chart here, and as we can see, those wicks over here was acting as a support, and last week we took all of these lows and we've finished this week with a bullish engulfing candle. So this to me is showing some willingness to go higher. This was our previous weekly SR. We are currently beyond that, and we have breached this high of the last down candle. So here we have the bullish or the weekly order block, and this zone has to flip into support so that we can reach liquidity higher, meaning the highs over here, and then as last the highs over here. And this is where I seek the down move again, most likely not taking this high, but as you can see, those wicks are holding price down. So here we have the first target in the liquidity as a liquidity level, and the second one is over here, this weekly order block, or the first one there. But what can I say? We do have this monthly SR just below that, which aligns with that weekly block. So basically here, this zone would be your target. So we finished this week with a bullish engulfing candle beyond this high. So we go into the daily chart and let's seek what might happen. First things first, this was the last down candles before this up move. So here we have the weekly or the daily order block, and we have that previous weekly as support. So we have a zone right now. This needs to flip still, and this is the zone that has to hold as a support, with this as your last down candle before this up move. So it's basically, I'm looking for this zone to act as support for higher. We have the left shoulder, the head, the first right shoulder, which has finished at the minus 21. So we can definitely, after taking liquidity, expect a move down again for a potential golden pocket run into the EQ of this order block. That gives you another in pattern higher. But as you know, I do not really want to see it below this zone. So where do we place our stop loss for a potential long? We have this weekly OB set there. Then I only need this weekly SR. In my opinion, I do not really want to see this level again. Although sometimes it does happen, but I really want it to stay below, above this weekly support level. So we got to go on to the 4-hour chart, and I think it might actually go rather quickly. Left shoulder ahead, right shoulder, and then the in pattern. Now, this was our previous liquidity level. So for it to stay bullish, I definitely actually want to enter already right here with a stop loss down there with a target of 2% potentially. So I do have a rather wide stop loss because I'm looking for a potential in pattern again. That would be structure wise very nice. Liquidity wise and support wise, I do not really want to see it below this green box. So I have a little conflict here. So I have to take this zone as an entry zone. So you might want to enter a bit lower, or enter already, and then once it goes a bit lower, add a little bit over here. And worst case, or if you want a higher stop loss or a wider stop loss, then you can take this weekly. But then you have a trade of plus 2.78 R instead of almost 4. So you have to choose what you want to do here. As we are still in a resistance zone, the daily, as you can see, we do have a break in market structure. So we have this liquidity level. And then we went below this zone. We have a break in market structure right here. Okay. And then it wants to turn back lower for support, for testing. And then I expect to move higher. So basically, I have two potential moves to move down here, the up move, or just we go straight towards my target, or we hit stop loss. So that's it for this week. I do have some other setups that I'm looking for, but currently this will be my setup of the week because of the weekly bullish engulfing candle. See you next week.